Great. Well, that's workout number one. Last time I tried doing this, hope you can even see me in the camera. Last time I tried doing this, the license plate could not be edited out without paying for a full version of the app that I have. So, since I cannot afford that, I just let that one go and didn't post it. And now I've got the new one I'm starting. I'm covering my license plate. It's just a safety precaution. If you're ever traveling and doing videos like this, you really do need to cover your license plate. There's just too many people that unfortunately are just not good out there. You know, you just gotta do what you gotta do to protect yourself, even though it seems like such an inconsequential thing. I did find out, you will notice when I get up to get this and open that, I had to remove my walker first because otherwise it won't open. However, for less than $20, I can add on a 7-inch hitch that I will be able to afford next week. So once I put that on, I will be able to open my hatch without having to worry about removing this to do so. But for now, we're going to try and keep that cloth in place while I open the hatch, and then maybe flap it over some so it's not going to be disturbed much. Being right-handed and short of stature and large and wide of stature, I have to do this from the right side. It just doesn't work. Sorry, gato. No le puedes tenerlo. Yes, you can have eggs while doing this, but you really, unless they're farm fresh eggs, you don't want to keep them more than 4 days, because I don't keep constant ice to keep them cool. So I tend to boil them in my little container and make do with that. It gives me a change of pace. I have also used it to make some ramen and put an egg in there once my water has come to a boil, and I put my ramen into a container. Okay, now I can finally get to this. I am going to be removing all of this stuff. So rather than have to forward things and keep my battery on the whole time, because you know I'm going to have to take several breaks, I am just going to, when I get to certain sections, I'll start the camera again. For instance, this first section, I will get all of this little stuff out into bags and in the tent so that they're not going to get wet. It doesn't look like I'm supposed to get rain tonight, but you never know, since this is like my first dry day in the last 3 weeks. So I'm praying I've figured this out. That's all I can do is just pray I figured it out. And I'm gonna pause there. Always make certain when you're doing something like this in this heat, you've got yourself a hat, even if it is like this one that's open, so that you're not going to end up with heat stroke, and drink lots and lots of good water. My better safe than sorry thing. I mean, it says it's not supposed to rain tonight, or that it has a 1 or 2% chance, but you know, Murphy's Law says. See the cool picture my brother got me? Basically says I like get water at a gas station. It's like purified technique of my water. Always something to think about whether or not you use something like this or use a life straw. These are what I'm talking about. These keep you so nice and cool. I mean, yeah, you may have a wet shirt, but they take care of you. I use mine for extra change too, my case it came in. Isn't my pretty? I had it in something that I got for somebody back when my husband passed, and it was in the same suitcase, nice and safe. And that's it. I'll try and share a picture in here that's a little more close up. And here I have a air filter mask that you would normally use for painters or what have you. The plan is when I go inside to get something out of a burnt house, I'm going to use that to protect my lungs. Because there's only one me. You just have to learn about protecting yourself. Speaking of protecting yourself, you know, I was out here just minding my own business. This is my own property. I'm not even on somebody else's property. Set my tent up so I can put my things in there so they don't get wet. Somebody actually called Adult Protective Services and felt like I was doing harm to myself because I was living in my tent, etc., etc. And first off, I'm not living in my tent. I'm got a good bed in my car. I mean, why would I bother with a tent? Especially when tents are known to leak. My car is not known to leak. And obviously it was somebody who didn't know me because they didn't know what my name was. But if you come into something like that and you see somebody and you're concerned for them, be smart enough to just go up to them and ask if they need some help. That's the easiest thing to do instead of calling the government on them, because that causes more stress for dealing what they have to deal with, and it just makes things worse. I mean, I was telling the lady, she's like, well, we can put you up for maybe a week or two in a hotel. Would that help? And I'm like, no, because I live out here in the boondocks by my house. I'm working on getting things out of it. So putting me up in a hotel would just make my budget worse because I'd have to spend it on gas going back and forth every day. So no, though it would make a nice shower, you know, I can go to a friend's house and take a shower. You know, this is my hometown. I'm sure I could call anybody and say, hey, can I take a shower at your place? Or can I take a bath at your place? Or even, do you mind if I take a dip in your pool? I grew up camping. I mean, my parents owned a 72 passenger bus, and all 7 of us kids and my 2 parents lived in it for, well, several different times. And we've had trailers and campers and tents and all of that stuff. Oh, remind me to tell you about the wild boar and the panther. Yeah, that was a fun one in the Chiricahua Mountains. But just saying it will remind my brothers of that night. Oh, one of the fun stories I have to share with you. But not today. Today is all about this. But yeah, if you see somebody and you say, hey, I'm worried about them, before you go saying to some government agency, hey, I'm worried about them, go over and talk to them. I mean, get your story straight. I have to hide being helpful, if it is helpful at all, behind some government agency. That's not family, man. And we're all children of God. Don't bring that stress to me. That's your own stress. If I need help, I'll ask for help. But until then, God's got my back. And I've got a mission here. And I'm going to do it. Because He will provide a way. Okay, let's finish getting this off and get the suitcases out. Due to the light, I'm not certain if I'll finish this up tonight or tomorrow. But either way, I'll leave the mattress in there to sleep on. One way or the other. But I think I'm exhausted with the heat today. And I may just unload that portion and then call it an evening. Just read a good book. Reading a good book is so relaxing. And as you can see I've got a blue fan there, I've got another blue fan there. Those things are so worth the price I paid for them. They were only about $24 on Amazon. And I believe I posted a video on them when I first got mine, my first one. They are so worth it. I can clip them on my window when it's, you know, just a little partially up to bring in extra cool air from the outside. I can have one blowing right at my face to help me sleep on a hot summer night, and one blowing at my hips to on top of one of these for a really hot summer night on my core somewhere, so that it keeps me cooler. And those are things you have to think about. What are you going to do to protect yourself? That's one of the things I take into consideration as I am building and rebuilding, is how am I going to protect myself if such and such? Always think of those things. And even if you live in a sticks and brick, always think, what am I going to protect myself if such and such? If I'm without food, if they turn off the electric, you know, for one reason or another, you know, bad storm, whatever. If you don't have water coming in, or the water that's coming in has to be boiled, and you have no electric, then what? Do you have a backup plan? Always have a backup plan. Just like everything in this vehicle will have at least two uses. My fans are not just to keep me cool. First off, they charge off my car battery, which is very convenient. It's just a regular C cable, just like my phone. And second off, they're also a light. So I have both fan and light as needed. And they're all rechargeable. On the highest setting, those fans will go for 6.5 hours. On the lowest setting, they'll go well over 12. I can't remember what was the exact number. I think I may have posted it in the video. I'm not certain. I'll have to check that. But I'm sure it was on the box. I do no longer have the boxes, because why would I keep extra boxes I'm not going to be using? That's just extra stuff to find space for. Okay. I'm going to finish this up and then maybe get the suitcases out. And then I think I'm going to call it day and read my book. God bless y'all.